Alright, what's up guys? Leg day, and I told you guys last night that maybe I will be able to train with these guys, but hey, we got it to do. So yeah, we're gonna do legs, get these quads bigger, hamstrings. We're gonna start off with hamstrings first because that's something that I like more than the quad. And hell, even before hamstrings, I'll start calves because it's better to get that over with. So yeah, let's get to it. Leg curls have just started. You're recording, right? All right, nice. Alrighty, let's get to it. You're not on frame. I feel like with this, when you come down, come up, it's like a flexion. Do you feel that?
Yeah, actually, we were kind of talking about that. We were just kind of saying like that there's different body parts. So the bicep is synonymous with the hamstring because it's a flexion movement. Leg extensions, quads work the same way as your tricep. So that's the functionality movement of it. So when you curl, it's a flexion, and when you do quads, leg extension, that's called leg
It's like it squeezes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
it's like
the
when
muscles
you're doing
contracting.
preachers. Yeah, same thing. because I feel it more when I was, because I've done it before. Like, I mean, I've always treated it like a bicep curl, but I've kind of, when I was doing the last one, I was really thinking like if it was an actual bicep, like fully stretch everything without the quad, but just stretch like here and then come in and squeeze.
Because this has you like in a locked position. It's like really good. It's like doing a preacher curl.
Yeah.
So when you come up or when you're pushing the weight up, you want to contract and focus on the contraction of that, so that you can like a bicep curl.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it with that. All right. It's like, like, come on. She has such good form. She has such good form. It's like her lower back is completely on the bench. So far it's been 100, yeah, started 80, 90, 100. This is now 110. And if I can't, she'll just assist. Get some of that Tom Platz energy coming in. Let's do it. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it in your eyes.
That felt nice.
Yeah.
Doing assists, that does help.
Yeah.
If you're training by yourself, you just need like the ghost of the gym to kind of do it. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at those hamstrings. 8, 9, 10. Okay, come on. I'm doing nothing. Come on. Come on. Come on, push. Push. Come on. Come on. 3 more. 2, 3, 4. 1 more. All right. Oh, okay. Your hamstrings were like.
I'm screaming. That was embarrassing. I was like, no. Yeah, come with me to Austin.
Just like a button.
Oh
Whoa! That was really weird. I don't know how to yell.
my God. You just throw a button. Like, oh.
I try to. Okay.
Alright, it's payback time.
That's definitely gonna be a meme now for the. It's in the future. All right.
This is for everything you did to me in the last set.
Yeah, everything that I caused you to be angry, just
Yeah.
put it
Yeah,
put it
no,
to
the
you.
last set I'm gonna be like, nope, keep going.
All right. Keep it the same way, 110. Yeah, that way I can do enough.
How many rounds did you do last time? 20?
I think I did 20.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I'm just gonna do as like literally, like I'm literally gonna do enough so that I feel like my hamstring's about to tear off.
Okay, so it's gonna be about.
So I don't even know how much. Probably like 30, but who knows? All right. Also, I don't know, but I was here when I was helping you because I was like just pushing this thing. Maybe that might be better. All right. My knees. My knees. Three. 5 more. I've awoken.
He's at like 33.
That did feel a little better because, you know, before we have been doing it with so much more weight, but the last time we did it on the last set back in Species, I did drop the weight more than what the max was because I was kind of borderline doing a deadlift. But right now, I do feel like my butt's out more, and I am feeling it in the hamstring. So that's a good thing. Because I've always seen this, like if you're about to fall off like an edge and you're trying to hold yourself back from your heels. So the fact that you're coming down like this puts more emphasis on my hamstrings, but come to think of it, a little bit on my glutes. Pretty good. Let's add a 10. Max I've done here was another 10, but like it's kind of borderline doing a deadlift, so we'll see how these are. I think it should be enough to get the hamstring and not get into deadlift territory. That was pretty good. If you look at what she's doing, I'll do that next. It's something that Mountain Dog was doing, if you guys know him. He passed away, but he was a pro bodybuilder. We'll go to try this out. I've never done this. Yeah, we'll do it. Alright, so I'm doing this bit of a weird workout that I got from her in Mountain Dog. You put your feet narrow together, and I don't know how this is gonna feel with this band because it's pretty thick. Let me see. I guess like this, right? Because it's like super thick.
No, I know it's harder.
Or I'm trying to make it harder here. No, that'd be super awkward. Let me just do it like this. Oh shit. Danny, when you were setting up, I saw you go like this, and I was like, oh shit, she's about to like do it overhand.
Oh no, that would be cool.
Let me attempt it. All right.
Very good.
I did when you told me to do to hit the bar against your feet. It does help a lot with the hamstrings
Helps a lot. Yeah. This was
and keeping your knees locked out.
yeah.
I'm gonna do that from now on because I used to feel it in my hamstrings, but like because I've added weight and done the lower sets things, that I was kind of borderline doing deadlifts. So then I dropped a little.
Sometimes, like, especially at the end of the workout, you want it to be stretched as much as possible.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this kind of last.
All right, we'll get to hack squats. Since I've done max here, 110, we'll do 100 to 9. The last time I said, yeah, we'll add another 35 in that case. I did go in the pendulum squat to kind of warm up a bit the quads before coming here. So it should be a bit more ready to go, you know.
Not bad. This is a weird example, but this kind of feels like if I'm hammering into something compared to doing a sissy squat variation with this, where, you know, last time we were doing this and stretches all the way to here to the quads. But the fact of doing that, let's do more reps. Right now, I will be honest, the burn is not the exact same compared to that one, but it feels like more of a hammer sensation. Let's do squats. I don't know if it's because of the stance that I'm doing that helps me support more weight, because you guys know I don't really do such a narrow stance. I do it wider, but I will say that when I'm narrow, and if I just go down a bit more than what I usually do, then I start to feel that tension. I kind of did fuck up on the first one because my feet were a bit in a weird position. Yeah, my feet were in a weird position doing it like that. This is when I started, I was like, this doesn't feel right, but I just kept on going. I think I could have done probably 6 if the first one was good. I think it's a stance because nah, whatever, we've done it, but we'll talk about it later. Let's do leg extensions. That's final. We'll do 4 sets and we're all good. All right, I'm gonna have to do a wide angle because it's that far, not far. So right now it's at 90, and can't really remember what my max is. I think it may be 120. So if I do 90, 100, 110, 120. Yeah, we'll start with that. I know this is a weird angle, but It's just, I don't want to be booted because of a fucking tripod. I'm not sure why, but every time I do leg extensions, it kind of feels like you're forcing a sword. Because each time that it comes up and it flexes, especially with these sort of, your seat's really back, you come up and you have this particular flex, it just feels like the hammer's pounding on the iron. I feel like that I didn't pre-exhaust as much when I was doing the hack squats and the squats, because right now doing leg extensions, maybe I'm able to push a bit more, therefore it does, like my quads feels much more fatigued. That could be the reason. I don't know why, but I feel like there's something different with this one, because the one that we do in the other EOS, I get hypertrophy over there a lot, but there's something about this one. It's the same angle. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because this one is a lot more backwards. And it's not like there's so much more weight. No, in fact, it allows more like a lock-in tension. And so each time that I keep doing that, it just gets harder. I love it because it's effective. That's the word. It's a bit more effective than the other one. Even doing more weight. I do lower reps. I am doing much lower reps, but the quality of each rep is pretty good. It's that lock. Yeah, it's definitely the starting position. There's just no other way to explain it, because even stopping and staying there hurts. I mean, this part's the same. This is the same, which really with any modern day leg extension is, but this, no. And you know, in the other EOS, they do have this one, but I think it's because it's a little broken, so that maybe the first like push up to here is way more easier. And this one, no. This one you are pushing on the weight 100%. I like it. And if I come here again and I do legs, I'll leg extensions good. All right, we're done. So, all right, so pretty good. Let's just do a bit of a posing here. As my legs are pumped. Let me just. Can't really flex that side because I'm so sore. But yeah. Hell, even the calves, because we started with calves. All right. Let's get back to the car because my sisters are waiting for me. All right, solid leg training today with this beast. I pushed you on the leg curls.
Yeah, the leg curls was probably the best leg curls I've ever had. So,
I was grunting so much on the last one.
yeah.
Just trying to push and push and push.
Yeah, you got to like 33 reps on your last set. So
I don't know how many you did, but you did a lot.
I think I did like 25, but this just comes to show that you really do need people sometimes to push you further.
Yeah, absolutely. Because think about it, like you were about to stop, and if you were by yourself, you would have stopped.
I would have definitely stopped like 10 reps ago.
Yeah, exactly. But you need an ulterior voice that isn't feeling what you're feeling and telling you to push more.
100%. And like that's just such a wake-up call that like sometimes you really do need that gym buddy.
Who's the person that's pushed you the hardest, like from your training?
Wow, well, I would say, I started with a personal trainer when I was 17. So he obviously got me into fitness, but I've never actually had a workout buddy, ever. And I think that's why maybe I haven't made the progress I could have made in like the last 10 years. So yeah, get yourself a gym buddy that is actually in the same plane level that wants to go to the next level.
Yeah, that's super important because it's all about mentality. Like if you go, I talked about this like before. Like if you go in the gym with someone who's like, they want to go to the gym, they want to be fit, but they're not pushing like to the extent that you're doing, then it's kind of like a waste of time because they're not. Like if you're on those failure reps and you don't want to do more, it's kind of likely that they're not gonna push you.
They're not.
Unless if they're like really, really, really good friends of yours and like they understand your goals and that's what a friend is. But not a lot of people do that.
Everybody has the same goals too, so like some people don't even want to be pushed to that extent. So yeah, like if you find somebody that wants to see their limits like you do and wants to push their limits, you have to find somebody who's like-minded, because otherwise they're just not gonna get it. Like I don't want you to let me stop, even if it's killing me. There was a point, I think in like rep 22 or something like that, where I thought you were gonna let go, but you didn't. And like, so I had no choice because I didn't want to be a bitch. And I had no choice but to just keep doing it. And so you got like 5 more reps out of me, and I was shaking like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think you kind of have a mixed emotion where I don't want to be a bitch in front of this person. I don't want to be a bitch in front of the camera. And
Exactly.
I don't want to be a bitch in front of myself.
Most importantly.
Yeah. Like you got all these different things. So yeah, you have to have something exterior to keep you accountable to yourself.
Exactly.
whether that's your friend, whether that's your family member, just anyone that can really push you. That's super crucial, because at times, like, you can be sticking to whatever sort of workout plan that you're doing, but you know, we have good days and bad days. On your bad days, your body's like, sometimes your body's gonna say like, why am I here? And so when you have someone else being there, it helps a lot.
It helps a lot. And the reason why I like weightlifting so much is because the truth of the matter is that when you think you're gonna stop, you always have like 2 more in you. And you won't get there unless you're really pushed to that point. And so even if you think you're gonna die, you always have like 5 more in you. So if somebody can get that out of you, and you go home now, loser.
Yeah, absolutely. Just have like a goal in your mind, and I think the more reasons you have, the better off you are in working out. In your case, you want to get really big legs.
Yes.
So that's a goal you have in your mind. And that also supports the fact that, like, anyone who if I'm the way how I push you today is fine, but the next day I could push you harder.
Exactly. And that's what I would want.
So you can like progressive overload the pushing.
Exactly. And if you can find somebody, you will make insane progress safely, of course.
Yeah.
So thanks for killing my legs today. Like, my hamstrings will hate you tomorrow.
I'm curious how mine are gonna feel tomorrow, because usually that happens to me. Like, I can get I can push it hard, but like in the few minutes after I'm done, like it feels fatigued, but after an hour, it like goes a little bit back to normal. But the next day when I wake up, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. The hamstring.
That's how my body works. I don't know why.
It's so similar to the bicep, and like in the sense that it's that flexion. So it's so unique, that feeling that you get when it's like tearing and you could feel it. That contraction is something that like the quads don't really give you. I personally feel like when you are able to stretch the hamstring out as much as you can, like the mid workouts that we did with the stiff leg, I should do that more, because it felt amazing. That range of motion felt amazing.
The first one? Or the
Stiff
both of
leg.
them?
Like the first one.
Okay.
The first one more than anything, because I don't do that a lot, and you have to stretch out whatever you're doing after you've put in so much blood in the muscle.
I agree with that, because I did feel that more.
Yeah.
Than a ordinary like stiff leg.
Yeah, and that's all Mountain Dog. So like,
yeah,
guy was a
John
beast.
Meadows.
John Meadows. Yeah, rest in peace.
He has I noticed that John he's like a thin line between, because he has like the kind of like an old school approach.
He does.
But he does apply a little bit of science too, because of that variety.
And I think he learned a lot from like people like Tom
balance.
Platz, like, and he trained with them.
Yeah. He's a good bodybuilder, because he has that balance too between both sides of those worlds.
Yes.
Because for me, I don't know, for you, like, I could do heavier sets with heavier sets, lower sets on a chest day. But if I'm doing arms, no. My arms work better when I add more volume, like as in 4 sets. And I can particularly get a bigger bicep when I focus more on the squeezes and stretches, than rather like pushing much more weight, like if I'm doing a bench press or something like that.
Totally. And then also just looking, and
that's just for my arms. So I noticed that there's like a mixture. Like you can do 70% of volume, 30% of heavier sets, but maybe for legs it could be, for me, like, let's say 65% heavier weights and the rest just
definitely volume. It's also the size of the muscle. Is like a bicep, you can't expect to go as heavy as you would in a muscle like a quadriceps. It's like so much smaller that it's almost working smart, right, to not curl 100 pounds, but rather like contract, because that's what that muscle is made for. It's to contract. It's to flex.
Because you're bodybuilding.
Exactly.
You're not powerlifting.
Exactly.
And that's the point. Like, it's not you go to the gym and you try to see how heavy can I put on the set. No, you should go how much can I push myself to failure with this set.
Because if you're bodybuilding, like when you look at somebody, it's really about the results. And I made this mistake earlier on because I would ego lift, so I was technically powerlifting, and that's nice. But if you really want to see changes, like in bodybuilding, they're not going to ask you how much do you deadlift or like how much are you leg pressing. It's all about the results, and the only way to get a result is to what we did today, which is I'm not hitting a 1 rep max, because that's not going to get me anywhere. You're just taking out the reps from me that I didn't even think I had anymore. And that going over that limit, even if I'm not doing 150 pounds on a curl, that's what's going to get you to the next level, not weight.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
Not like just like
with
swinging
no form.
and pushing.
Yeah. My opinion.
There's particular I feel like workouts that you could do that, but for some workouts like a leg curl, no, or like a leg extension, no. Leg extension has a lot to do with bringing your legs upward, like almost in a 90 degree.
That's
because it's a resistant workout. A squat though is a little bit different. A squat is like a bit of a thin line where you can do much heavier weight.
Well, yeah,
but enough that you don't, like your back is not like this or something.
Well, because like extensions, curls, those are all isolation movements.
Yeah.
So you're literally keeping something static like the rest of your leg to only and exclusively move that muscle. So you can't expect to go as heavy as anything else. It's made to contract that part or to stretch that part. Versus a compound movement like a deadlift, a stiff leg deadlift, a squat, those are designed for you to go really heavy, because you're not just using your quads, you're using your hamstrings, your glutes, some of your lat muscles, depending on what you're doing. It's a full body workout. So your core, right? Like everything is happening at the same time. So that's why you can push yourself there versus an isolation movement, which is designed for stretching and bringing blood to that muscle.
Yeah, I don't know for you, but for me, whenever I do compound exercises, like I have a bit of like, let's say, because what you just said, like if I do an incline bench press, let's say the major muscle that's being played there is my chest, but my delts could be in there, my triceps, my back a little bit when it comes to pushing the weight. But sometimes, like the fact that maybe I could just drop a little bit the weight by 5 to 10 pounds and just utilize maybe a 5% increase on the chest more than before makes me have a better hypertrophy. I don't know if you have the same thing, like a bit of like those little adjustments.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens to me, and that's what I struggle with sometimes. Like I have to find a thin line when I have to do compound movements. I can't go super heavy,
especially with like, so if you're just getting started, and for example, like you said that the chest workouts are like your weakest muscle, right? So you want to start from somewhere and have that small progressive overload until you get to the point where you are that strong and not force it. Because like an incline bench press, for example, that has a lot of rotator cuff involvement, that it's easy to get hurt and stuff like that. So in my opinion, like jumping the gun, and you may be able to push a weight, and nobody's saying that you can't, but it's not training smart. You want to build your way there so that you can get to that weight and you feel the contraction when you're supposed to, not just for your ego, right? Especially when you're dealing with front delts and you're dealing with your chest muscles. If you're trying to push a weight and that weight slides back, you're gonna fuck up your rotator cuff, and then you're gonna be out for a couple of months, and then you're not gonna make the gains that you want to make.
Yeah, no, you don't want that.
if you're not powerlifting, stop powerlifting. That's I made that mistake, right?
Yeah, and it's very common in the gym.
Super common. Yeah, because maybe you've taken some pre-workout, you're feeling good. Next thing you know, rotator cuff is done. So train smart and build your way there. You don't have to get there tomorrow. It could take you a month or 3 months. You will get there. And then you're going to be able to push that progressive overload differently.
Yeah, and that too, and like back to what we were saying, like about someone with pushing you, and having this variation. I think like when it comes to bodybuilding, you do want to have like this balance between the concept of like the older days of like really being in the zone for what you're doing and being creative. I think that's the moral of the story with like old school, in my opinion, that I found that they were more creative because there was less resources out there. So they were able to find these sort of quote unquote unorthodox to today workouts like what you see from Mountain Dog or Tom Platz. But they're able to compensate that because they've been training the same, think about it, they've been training the same workout because there's not much resource for 6 years, for 8 years.
Yeah.
So once they plateaued, maybe something similar to you, they thought of these creative concepts. But I think nowadays, like if you mix that with modern day, you could, let's say, get maybe, I guess you can control like more your definition. I don't know, like with modern day compared to old school way of lifting.
Weightlifting. I think that like I am pro science, and I do think that like we know more than ever about, but I do think that going back to the old school, I think they had a rhyme and a reason for it. And the truth of the matter is that the older you get, when you're been doing this for 15 years or 12 years or 20 years, your body is used to the same fucking workout. So you have to get creative, and I think going back to those old bodybuilders, you'll learn a lot. You'll get inspiration when you do plateau. And I don't know, that's just my opinion. Like, I think that they had something to it, right? Whether it was like Tom Platz partials, iso holds, which I learned from Mountain Dog. Those things are helpful when you hit a certain point where your body's just used to going heavy, and you know.
And especially, I think those could help too, like after you do a deload.
Yes, and how important the deloads are, which is what I was.
Yeah, the
telling
deload
you.
helped me a lot.
Yeah, you have to.
I felt it.
You have to, because the body develops a lot of cortisol. Like the more you lift and you're progressive overloading for a while, the body will resist gains. You have to deload if you want to really take your body to the next level. You have to.
And you did a deload for like a month.
I had to.
But you had
rhabdo.
you had rhabdo.
Which is another sign. Like, listen to your body, and be honest with yourself. Like, if you just started, or you've only been doing this for 3 or 4 years, like, you're not Dorian Yates. You know what I mean? Build your way there, and it takes time, I think, to get to where you want to be. And there's beauty in that. When you try to rush something, it won't work out.
Well, I thought about that last night. Like, I thought like if you hit a plateau, and what do you have to do then? You have to be creative to understand what's going on, like the root problem. And so the fact that you do these different variations and you learn from other people, literally, your body is literally forcing you to change.
Yep.
And that's a good thing because your body is adapting.
Yep.
So as each year comes by, your body adapts, but your brain is also adapting to overcome the adaptation of your body.
Exactly.
So it's like necessary to plateau because it makes you learn new things. It forces you. Because you're like, hey, you're not going on in a complete uphill.
The older you get, the more like sets you want to do when you're warming up. That will be super helpful. And you want a gym partner, like somebody who is on the same plane level. I think will be really, really helpful. And getting creative, like you said. Otherwise, it's like your body knows the drill.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's get food in the system. I'm hungry as hell. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna be doing, I think arms. Yeah, arms. We'll do arms tomorrow. All right, man. See you.